The Swans will be kicking to the left and Essendon kicking to the right. That's the Hillian goal. Paul Salmon in the goal square. Danaher can't get clear. Umpire has ruled a high tackle in favour of the Swans, and it will be a free kick going to Danaher at centre field. Not too much breeze to worry about here this afternoon. Danaher out to right half forward flank. Good solid mark taken for Essendon by Weston. Looks for the hand pass. Folds from centre half back. Long clearing kick by Folds up to the half forward line, picked up by Frangalis. Good tackle by Clark. He can't get clear. Frangalis has ridden an opponent into the ground. It will be an Essendon free kick, and it will be taken by Glenn Hawker. Hawker from half forward. Probably about 50 metres from goal, if that. Salmon making a lead, but that's ignored. Could just about get the distance, Glenn Hawker. It'll go pretty close. Gets the distance, not the accuracy. First behind of the game coming up to Essendon at the 1 minute mark.
Bob, I'm just wondering whether this ground would suit Salmon's style of play, because there's not much room down there for a big full forward, is there really?
No, I think any ground should suit a player of the ability of Salmon, and if Essendon get the ball down in a hurry and make it a 2-out duel, why shouldn't it suit him?
And the two Essendon players spoiled each other. The opportunity is for Bernie Evans, who played quite a good game last week. Evans up towards centre wing. Gary Folds takes the mark in front of Browning, and Browning quite prepared to concede 15 metres. Folds for kick number 2. Up to right half forward for the Essendon side. Essendon looking good in the air at the moment. Danaher over to Hawker. Second possession for him. Harvey brings it up towards Salmon. And Salmon just lost his footing there momentarily, and the ball beating Mark Roberts over the boundary line. And at Essendon's left forward pocket, we'll see a boundary throw-in. Throw-in, forward pocket left for Essendon. Salmon doing the ruck work against Barry Round, and maybe Barry this afternoon playing his last game for the Swans. Could have been in the back. So Essendon getting a dream run with the free kicks at the moment, but they are playing in front. And it will go to Clark, I think, to take the free kick. We saw him in a night match or two, didn't we, at VFL Park?
Yes, we did, Pete.
And looks quite a promising player.
Waiting on Clark to have that shot from about 15 metres out. Angle, not that acute, but he's missed it. And, of course, the Bombers putting the first score on the board. They go on to one, actually the second score. They go to 2 behinds to the Sydney Swans yet to score. And I should imagine, Bob, that the Swans would love to win this match, their last match for the season, go out in a blaze of glory, really, even though they haven't had such a successful season.
Well, I'm sure of that, Lou, but then Essendon, knowing that the Swans beat them up here this year, would not want to go into the last game, as we see an excellent mark down there, and it's Roberts to take it.
Roberts with the ball out there at half-back. Mark Roberts sends the ball out towards the wing position. It's picked up now by Mark Thompson. Mark Thompson's kicks down there towards Ackley, goes the punch. Ball knocked on again by Elshaw, going towards the boundary line. It'll be in play still, or no, as it's out of bounds. So it's out of bounds about 70 metres around from the Essendon goal. They got 2 behinds on the board with the Swans yet to score. Merritt got the tap down, but he was held on to. No, he was hanging on to Round. And of course, remembering Round playing so well last week, he was probably the Swans' best player. Ball up there on a good mark to Madden. Madden breaks clear. Madden's kick is back there towards the centre half forward position, and Danaher's got it. And the Bomber skipper about 45 to 50 metres out from goal, directly in front.
A big job for young Darren Mackesy to play against Terry Danaher.
Certainly is, and I would say this fella's the best centre half forward in the business. There's the kick on its way. It's a long one, and it's good. It's a goal. So we see the scoreboard. 1 goal, 8 points, Essendon to the Sydney Swans yet to score into this first quarter by just over 4 minutes. And that was a great bit of play on the part of Danaher.
And fine play by Simon Madden, who took the mark in defence and then was quick enough. Young Tony Danaher should have grabbed hold of Madden to make sure that he did not play on and get the ball down there as quickly as he did.
First blood to Essendon. 4.5 minutes gone, first quarter. Williams takes it from Simon Madden up towards the Bombers' half-forward line again. Now here's a chance for Salmon. He kicked 11 against St Kilda reserves last week, but of course, as we've noticed, the gap between the seniors and reserves can be quite marked.
Well, it's a big jump up, Pete, from the reserves to the seniors.
Round and Merritt, 2 number 25s. No one getting clear there. It's like a rugby scrum. And so we'll see a bounce. Left forward pocket for the Bombers. 5 minutes gone, first quarter. Henry Round played a magnificent game last week here on the same ground. And as I mentioned, probably his last game for the Swans this afternoon. They've come out of this one with a free kick.
He's doing all right today so far too, Bob, isn't he?
Well, he's always a goer, you know that at least.
Picken from half-back right flank. Long kick for Bill up towards centre wing, knocked away by Madden. The chances for Roberts. Roberts gets it back to Danaher. Now towards right half-forward flank, Dersmer and Duckworth, and the ball beating both of those players over the boundary line, and Billy nearly finishes up in the lap of a trainer. He's quite okay. Now boundary throw in. Swans right half-forward flank. About the first time they've been into attack, knocked down by Madden again. Possession number 3 for Gary Foulds, but he's kicked it straight to Carroll, and Carroll takes the mark at half-forward. And speaking of good games, he played a very good game last week, especially before half-time. Dennis Carroll. Usually a good kick. And that's not a bad one either. Into the goal square. High flyers needed there. Kappa goes through using some weight. Doesn't come out with the ball nonetheless. And it will be a bounce inside the square. Only about 5 metres from the Swans' goal. So a chance for the Swans to get their first score on the board. It's pretty crowded down there though. Madden and Dersmer. Dersmer got up a little bit high, but the umpire said he put his knee up and ruled that an infringement. And so it will be an Essendon free kick. The Swan supporters don't like that. Oh, bad play there. Duckworth has to go the, I won't say the easy way out, but it could have come unstuck, that, Bob.
Yes, they did take the chance, but then Essendon often take the gamble, and when it comes off, it's good football. So they are prepared to take a risk occasionally. 7 points the difference. In front is Merritt. Has the ball fisted away from him. A chance for Bernie Evans again. He's gone for a hand pass. Comes back to Watson. Watson back up towards centre field. In possession, Frangalis. Good tackle by Harvey.
Strong tackle by Harvey. Frangalis goes after it again. Harvey's in there battling too, but the umpire will ball it up on the edge of the square.
Williams in a bit of trouble behind plate.
Well, he was a sitting duck there for that high kick back there, Bob. Waiting now for the ball of, oh, Barry Round got one out, but the umpire said play on as Hawker gets a high kick back there towards half forward. And coming out to meet it is Stephen Clark. He played on, lost the ball. Short pass coming out there now by Ackley. Bit of fumbling going. It's Harvey with the ball now at half forward. Shoots it up towards Sam and he flies. Got his hands but couldn't hold the mark. Well covered that time by Mackesy. The ball shot out wide towards Billy Pickham. He takes the mark at half back. Picking back to Frangalis. Another hand pass. A good one to Evans. Evans gets it back now to Carroll. Usually goes for a long kick back to Frangalis. That's a longer kick up there towards centre half forward. The pack fly. Donnell couldn't take the mark. They're throwing their weight around pretty heavily. Kicked off the ground by Evans. Good play. Going after it again is Evans. Right on the boundary line as the pot shot at goal. He might have put this through for a point. He has. Well, it's quite obvious that the Swans are really having a go here today. Waiting now for the ball to come back into play.
Williams off the ground.
Williams off the ground. He got a nasty knock. A chance now for Merritt. Madden to tap the ball on. Going after is Timmy Watson. Socks down and all. Tries to punch it on. Getting over his back was Mackesy. Got one on the back and the umpire spotted that. So Mackesy to take the free kick around about the centre field area. There's the kick well over centre half forward. And there's a good mark taken by Thompson. That's Mark Thompson. Could get a 15-metre penalty against Morwood. Dashing in there was little Stevie Wright. A 15-metre penalty. This brings him past centre half back. Kick falls short, not a good one. There's a chance for Murphy, who played a slashing game last week. Over it goes to Holden. Back to Murphy. Shows a ton of pace as he drives the ball up there looking for Kappa. At the back was Dersmer. Couldn't hold the mark. That was a strong mark taken by Billy Duckworth.
Yes, he shouldn't try and mark from behind though, Luke.
And what a game he played in last year's grand final. They want him fit over to Harvey. One of the most brilliant youngsters we've seen for a long time. Back it goes to Van der Haar. And the Flying Dutchman's kick is not a great one, but it'll be effective. Down goes Stephen Clark, and he'll get the free kick. One on the back of the head. So he's out there at half forward. Into this quarter by just over 9.5 minutes. Barry Round, back it goes to Watson. He's knocked it right into Watson. The left foot snap it goal. It'll be good.
If you've been looking at small...
2 goals the difference in favour of Essendon. Just past the 10-minute mark of the term. It's a free kick to the Swans at centre field. The recipient will be Barry Round, and they might get a 15-metre penalty as well. In fact, that is the case. and talking down there before, costing the Swans the goal. Round, not a bad kick out to half forward. Another whistle on play here, and the free kick will be going to Western. There's plenty of free kicks being given out in the opening 10 minutes.
I always wonder about free kicks like that when both players are jostling.
Yes, how can they tell? Izzard, a little bit short of left centre wing. He's gone for a short pass, trying to find Hawker. Does so, gets clear of Picken. Hawker's kick, though, is very high, doesn't travel very far underneath it. Clark Murphy beats him to it, fires out the hand pass to Holden. Holden goes wide, looking for Browning. Folds right there with him, wearing him like a glove. Ball out of bounds just about, but Browning might have got one in the back. So the Swan skipper to take the free kick right on centre wing in front of the Pat Hill stand. Kappa, long way from goal. In fact, he's short of the half-forward flank. It's not the longest kick in the side. Let's see what he can do with this one. Looking for Morwood. Morwood went the knock on, couldn't mark it. Watson, lovely ball. Superb play from the Bomber veteran. Ball out towards the centre wing position. Baker, lovely tackle, has to get rid of it hurriedly. Knock on comes to Harvey. Harvey gets clobbered. Downfield it goes. What did you think of that one, Robert?
I think it should have been where it was. It was not after he kicked it, it was as he kicked it.
Well, there's a chance for Salmon to kick his first goal for the match, Pete.
Well, there's no doubt it was a free kick, Pete, but it was not after he kicked it.
I don't think Salmon can claim any credit for this one, just the same, because he was in the right position at the right time.
Yes, well, that's football, isn't it? Being in the right place at the right time. And Salmon has the chance. He's directly in front of goal. 20 metres out. Essendon's third and his first. He shouldn't miss from there. He hasn't missed. And so almost a charity goal, but Salmon got the kick, and he did what was required from him. His first, 3-2 to 2 points.
And the big thing about that goal going to Salmon, Bob, it could give him a lot of confidence to start the day off now.
Yes, it's always nice to put a goal on the board, whether or not it's from another player getting a kick downfield or whatever it might be. And to go back and kick truly always lifts your confidence. But Harvey, as usual, has started off in fine style. And Mark Harvey is one of the exciting players of league football.
No doubt about that, just on the 13-minute mark of the first quarter. 18 points the difference. 3 goals, 2-20 Essendon. The Swans 2 points yet to score a goal. Knocked out by Madden, not a good one. There we see Elshaw slung away. Holden gets a hurried kick back to half forward. It's a go. Good play that time by Durden, but couldn't get clear. Got it over to Roberts, looking there for Holden again, but the umpire's called play on. Back it goes to Madden. He's got it. A good tackle by Danaher, picked up by Neagle. He gets around Browning quite easily, goes for a pass out wide. It'll be okay, and Watson got the mark. But of course, Timmy Watson started off pretty well here today. A quick hand pass. Over it goes to Hawker. Hawker's kick is well over centre half forward. At the back is Salmon. What a mark! Oh, what a ripper! A magnificent mark by Salmon.
Well, he certainly didn't look to lack any confidence when he went for that one. As we watch on replay now, we see nobody else having a chance whatsoever. There was no chance of anybody punching the ball away. It was Paul Salmon's ball and nobody else's.
Well, as we predicted, that goal he got before was the one that could have given him this confidence, and that could work wonders for him today. There's the kick by Salmon. It's a long one, and it's a ripper. It's his second goal. Approaching the 15-minute mark, the Bombers looking good as the ball comes back there. A bit of fumbling going on by both sides. Roberts is flung to the ground. And the umpire said he'll ball this up down towards the Swan centre half forward position. It's Essendon 4 goals, 2-26 to the Swans yet to score a goal. They've only got 2 behinds on the board. And as Bob, I think, explained their forward situation, they're not functioning too well down there. Of course, Kappa can't get too far away from the goal, but you can bet your life that Western won't give him any leeway at all. As it comes back to Billy Picken, picks it up okay. That's a shocking kick by Billy. Flying high as Watson again, but this Pickett's been down after he kicked the ball. The umpire talking to Danaher. He's taking his number. Ooh. Oh, this is a bit of a blow to the Bombers. Danaher not looking too happy about it.
2 umpires.
And look at Billy Pickett carrying on there too.
We watch on replay now.
Well, I don't know what he got reported for.
Oh, there was nothing in that.
By golly, well, he's reported that'll be a bit of a blow if they're going to miss him for the finals. And of course, the Bulldogs...
I wouldn't think so. Not with that.
Well, there's Kevin Sheedy looking very concerned.
Nothing in that.
Well, he's reported. And you've got to go up there and face them. Then you've got to beat them, Pete.
That's ridiculous.
I actually think Billy Picken said to the umpire, no way.
Well, I should imagine Bill would do that too, because he's a terrific sport. Okay, it's Murphy with the ball because the free kick was paid down the ground. There's the kick by Murphy over the half-forward line. The Blacks set themselves, punched out by Van der Haar. Holden goes after it now, right on the boundary. He's pushed in the back too. He'll get a free kick. And he's to take the free kick at half-forward, about 55, 60 metres out from goal. The kick by Holden's up there towards the full forward position. Oh, there's a free kick against Madden, but the umpire said play on. It comes back to Elshaw from a kick from Van der Haar. Borker over to Mark Thompson out there at half-back. A long kick over the Bombers' half-forward line. Now there's a strong mark taken by Ackley at half-back. The scoreboard is 4 goals, 2-26. Essendon do, the Swans 2 behinds only.
And Picken again getting a clearing kick up towards centre field, and the mark taken by Morwood. Swans yet to score a goal, and they haven't looked like scoring one. Knocked away by Weston again. Loose ball on centre wing. Ezard may get there first. In pursuit, Dersner and Carroll. Good solid bump by Carroll. Puts the Little Essendon Rover out of business, but the ball beating all of them. It's out of bounds on centre wing in front of the Hill stand. Now another Essendon player in the hands of the trainers at centre field. Who's that? Round and Madden doing the ruck battle in the meantime. See if he can pick those.
I'm trying to pick him up now, Pete. And he's being carried off the ground. It might be Dunnell, I think.
Ball back towards centre field. Mark taken by the Essendon skipper, who, as we mentioned, had his number taken in what would appear to be a frivolous report. Carroll.
It is Dunnell, Pete.
Thank you, Bob. Now a chance for Mackenzie to put the Swans forward, and they haven't been forward too often, but that's a very good pass, and he finds Danaher at centre half forward, and within kicking distance, he's about 45 metres from goal. So 2 Essendon players injured in the opening term.
He's gone back into play, though. They did start to carry him off. He is limping, but he's so at this moment not coming off the ground.
Yes, Thompson was warming up on the boundary line, but he didn't come on. He's put that one through. The Swans. Kappa, what a great mark! What a screamer, as good as Salmon's. And he's a little bit closer in than Paul Salmon was. Here it is again.
There's nothing that Weston can do about that.
He's got to play from the side, Bob. You can't play this fella from behind or in front. You've got to go at the side with him.
Well, prior to that one, he has been, Lou.
It's 2 goals the difference.
And there's Warwick Kappa. 2-2 to 4-2. An excellent mark and good play by Bays. As we watch on replay, the loose ball coming down. Hawker losing possession. It's intercepted by Mark Bays. And the value with a long kick out of the centre, Lou. A 2-out duel between those 2 players, Weston and Kappa, and Kappa winning out.
Okay, we're just on the 20-minute mark of this first quarter, and the Swans have given the Bombers a bit of a go here today. And remember, they beat them in the second last match of the year up here in Sydney. There's a chance for Murphy. He's got the mark. He quickly plays it over to Browning, and back it goes now, and there's a chance for Holden doing pretty well. Oh, he ducked. He nearly copped one the head. Murphy doing a great job. Up to Kappa again. He's got it. Kappa's got the mark. And Kappa goes for the long kick up towards the goals, but it's off balance and through for 1 point. So it's 1 point that time by Browning. There's a quick hand pass coming over. Waiting for the ball to come back into play. So Browning, it's Duckworth sending the ball back, and a strong mark taken here, this time by Neagle. A hand pass coming over now, and it's Thompson sending the ball back up towards the full forward position. There's a mark to Salmon, and a chance to kick goal number 3. And we've only been playing, what, just over 20 minutes.
It certainly is asking a lot of young Mark Roberts, the boy from Sydney. And I think the most interesting aspect is the way Salmon is moving. There certainly is no evidence of any knee problem or anything. He really does look very mobile.
Certainly does, Bob, and of course he's only about 35 metres out directly in front. A chance for goal number 3, but he's off target. And he's put it through for a point. So we see the scoreboard at the 21-minute mark. 2 goals, 3-15, the Sydney Swans. To Essendon, 4 goals, 3-27. Waiting for the ball to come back into play again. Short pass, looking for Bernie Evans that time, but good play on the part of Mark Harvey. And the ball is knocked out of bounds. It's about 35, 40 metres around from the Essendon goal. Well, we've got 2 sensational players here playing in the key positions in Kappa and Salmon. That's a big merit getting through the pack, but the umpire's found a free kick, and it'll go to Billy Picken. And of course, Picken was in the cause of a bit of a rumpus before, because their captain of Essendon has been reported. That's Terry Danaher. Back it comes now to Bernie Evans out there at half back, kicks the ball back towards the centre of the ground. It's too long that time for Bays. Picked up by Ezard. A beautiful pass over there to Harvey. Harvey with a hand pass coming over now. There's a chance for Terry Danaher. He doesn't mess about. He's put it through for
5-3 to 2-3, 18 points the difference in favour of Essendon. They're doing it pretty easily at the moment. The Bombers coast in. Carroll's kick, though, marked by Dersma, short of half forward. Dersma goes for a short pass. Leading out is Kappa. Neagle's got him, so too is Weston. A play on call from the umpire. Out it comes to Ezard. Ezard a short pass. Elshaw has the mark on left centre wing, gets around Dersma, put the foot out. It's actually a reportable offence, tripping or attempting to trip, but the umpire let that one go. Danaher playing a good game. As I said, he scored 2 goals. Good play by Frank Garlitz. Gets it back to Holden. Holden from right half-back flank. Short pass again up the right. Missed the mark. Umpire will give him a free kick, though, for a silly tackle. Right. Chance to put the Swans forward now. Roberts, good mark. Roberts at half forward. And a good kick would be able to land this in the square, but he's gone for a short one. And towards left half forward flank. In comes Harvey. Upsets Bernie Evans, and he's got a free kick for a trip.
You got one right on the shin there. You don't know whether to laugh or cry when you cop those, Pete.
I think Evans is crying at the moment because that really hurt. Murphy up towards full forward. Capper at the back. A chance for the Swans forward, but they're outplayed at the moment. Essendon's defence working overtime and doing it well. Good solid bump by Baker on right. Just about comes out with the ball. Now he's almost caught with it. The umpire said he has been held with it. So a good tackle. Probably Bob just trying to do a little bit too much.
I don't think he quite realised the ball was going to come out to him. Stevie Wright did have it, and I think Baker got a bit of a surprise to find it in his own hands, and then had nowhere to go. A little bit unfortunate is Bernie Evans, and it just shows how unlucky you can be. It looks like Bernie Evans is going to come off the ground after receiving that free kick.
So Browning with the kick for the Swans. About 50 metres from goal. He's got the distance. Away in the goal umpire, hit the post. So no luck at all for the Swans there. And Bernie Evans in obviously a good deal of pain. Of course, it was an incident similar to that Rick Kennedy of Footscray broke his leg in about the 11th round. At the back, Danaher just about played the mark. Not so from the umpire. Harvey.
He has paid it, Pete.
Has he?
Come back.
Bringing play back. Yes, Danaher in everything so far, as well as kicking 2 goals, though, on the debit side, is that he has been reported. And that was the incident.
And it just shows how simple things can happen.
So Essendon possession on centre wing. Danaher goes for the pass. Van der Haar couldn't take it. Danaher can't get the ball clear. Good tackle by Thompson. Nice throw. Harvey takes it. Not seen by the umpire. Trying to find Salmon. Picken. Gets it clear of Merritt out towards Bays. Bays and Neagle. Neagle experience, or he had it and he's lost it again. Well played by the Swans recruit, and he gets them out of danger.
Had a good bit of playing, but it was a bad kick. Over it goes to Baker. He fumbles the ball. It's scooped out again towards Holden. He goes down. And it finally picking it up as Bays with a good hand pass out now there to Ian Roberts. His kick is a long one, looking for Capper. He's got a lead there on Weston. A hand pass back again. And there we see Roberts giving a hand pass back. Over it goes to Mitchell. Back it comes now, and intercepting beautifully was Duckworth. Shoots the ball back there towards Mark Thompson. Didn't get Mike Thompson, I should say. Didn't get the bounce too good. Picked up by Murphy. He's playing a great game so far. Back to the centre of the ground. Down goes little Mitchell. Was he interfered with? The umpire said no. Nagel's collared 2 at centre field, and the umpire will ball it up. Well, you've got to give full marks to the Swan, because they're putting up a pretty good show here. They're 2-4-16 to Essendon 5-3-33 into this quarter by just on 27 minutes. It's the Bombers back into attack again. Coming out to meet it now is little Ezard. Knocks the ball over, gets a one from Salmon. He might have got this through for a goal. He has. That was great play on the part of Salmon then. Excellent play.
It was set up by Ezard, though. Ezard, brilliant to the way he got the ball back to Salmon and then recovered. Left everybody in his wake. As we watch on replay now, Ezard tapping it back to Salmon with the backhander, and a well-deserved goal to Alan Ezard. He set everything up there. Salmon helping out in the middle, but it was Ezard's goal through and through.
39 plays, 16 in favour of Essendon. Into the quarter by just on 27.5 minutes. And of course, Salmon's already kicked 2 goals for Essendon. That's good news. Back it goes to Merritt. Well intercepted by Frangalis. Kicked off the ground by Elshaw. There's a go now for his next goal. This is to Lazard. Over to Salmon for goal number 3. Good play. They're sharing it up, the 2 of them. Salmon gave little Lazard the goal before, and the little fella said, well, I think I better give you one too, big fella. That makes it 3 goals for Salmon.
And 1 miss.
Yes. And that's exactly why Lazard is a vital part of the Essendon side. It comes out, and the speed of Lazard shown, a lovely hand pass, and although Ackley came in at the last moment, there was no chance of Ackley stopping Salmon bringing up his 3rd goal.
Ackley bounced off Salmon. Actually, it reminded me at the time that Mark McClure bounced off McNolan and fell to the ground in a heap. And Salmon pretty solid. 2-4 to 7-3. 16 plays 45. Back into the centre. Essendon doing it easily at the moment. They're coasting. Knocked down by Round. Knock on by Morwood for the Swans. The bounce favours Van der Haar at centre half back for Essendon. Essendon players everywhere. Thompson, well shepherded by Hawker. Goes for a pass up towards left half forward flank. Right there with Ezard on this occasion. The 2 redheads having a great battle. The umpire says a free kick for in the back. And it will be an Essendon free kick.
A little bit of feeling out here today too, Bob, isn't there?
No doubt about that, Lou, because let's not forget, Essendon would not forget that loss last year.
Salmon again.
And I think it's time that young Roberts was taken away from Salmon. You need a little bit of experience to try and play a player like Salmon, and there's just no way I believe that Roberts can handle him.
I reckon that Salmon just about guaranteed his place in the first match that Essendon play in the finals too, the way he's shaping up here today, Pete.
Yes, I don't think he'll need seats in the outer.
With a player the size of Salmon, though, the task, the wonder to not John Northey must be, well, who do I move anyway?
Yes, that's the problem he's got. Another one. That's 5 for the corner, or is it 4? 4 it is, and 1 missed. So he put one through for a point, so he had 5 kicks and kicked 4 goals, 1. 8-3 to 2-4, and the result of this game, well, it's starting to look pretty one-sided, isn't it?
Well, with every goal that this big fella gets, Bob, he's got to gain more confidence too, hasn't he?
Exactly that, Lou, and I think the most important aspect is the way he goes about it, and so far he's shown no sign at all of any restriction in his movement.
I think he'll be hoping for a dry ground come next week, or the week after when Essendon play. Of course, they have a rest in the opening ground, having finished on top of the ladder. Round and Madden. Won by Madden. Picked up by Merritt. Up to half forward. Another chance for Danaher, but he missed that one. Ball fired out by Mitchell. Picked up by Picken. Picken's kickers back towards the half forward line. Knocked away by Hawker, but he hit it straight to right. Right's gone for a pass down to Kappa. Kappa and Weston. Could be a free kick against Kappa for holding the man.
Well, he's got him well covered because he's playing him the right way too, Bob. He's playing him from the side, then he gets in front of him when the ball hits the deck.
Well, you've got to admire Weston. He really uses his body well.
Watson got underneath the ball a little bit. Chance for the Swans again. Van der Haar. In pursuit, Danaher. Long hand pass. Back to Neagle. This way, that way. Back to Van der Haar. Started at centre half back, still playing there. Van der Haar from left centre wing. Handy lead of 35 points over the Swans. They lead 8-3 to 2-4. Wind picking up a little bit. It's hard to tell which end it's favouring at the moment. I don't think it's going to have too much effect on the result of this game, though. Chance for Essendon through Clark. Ball booted up towards Salmon. Roberts this time goes to spoil. Oh, Salmon, all he's got to do is pick it up.
Oh, Gully went too easy about that, Peter.
I think he did.
Well, he's having a go with Ackley, but I don't think he'll get himself into any trouble. By golly, he could have easily picked it up and kicked it through.
It was a miracle that he didn't. It was a miracle he didn't, because he did everything but kick it. He's probably saying to himself, how did I miss it?
It's the easiest shot he had all day. He's kicked 4 already.
Couldn't imagine Sheedy taking him off the ground for making a mistake like that. Just the same, could you?
Not at the moment.
We have seen coaches do that in the past, haven't we?
Well, Jeansy took Langford and somebody else off last week, and he took another player off yesterday.
I think that was part of the plan.
Barassi took Michael Blight off for kicking a goal.
Well, we're not getting back into that. Barassi's gone now, and God bless him. Good luck with him too.
Frank Gargles and Salmon.
He'll be back, Lou.
And the ball rushed through for another point to Essendon. in the first minute of the second quarter. 2-4 to 8-4, and that makes the difference now 36 points in favour of the reigning premiers. Man with the ball is Mark Roberts, who so far has the job of trying to mind Paul Salmon. Salmon has 4 goals to his credit, though. And Essendon maybe taking it just a little bit easy. Danaher tries to fire out the hand pass. That's successful. Now the Swans finally get moving. It comes out to Carroll. He's got to beat 2 Essendon players. Can he do so? Van der Haar is right there with him. Harvey, good tackle on him, but he fires out the hand pass. It's taken by Baker. Baker goes straight down the ground, trying to find Salmon. Got underneath that one a little bit. Ezard is there. The Swans really battling hard to try and get this clear. Ackley finally does so. No, he doesn't. He gets one in the back, but he'll get a free kick.
Free kick to Ackley down there at the back pocket position. Could get a 15-metre penalty. Now the umpire's not going to pay that. Into the quarter by just over 2 minutes. That's the second. 8 goals, 4-52 to the Sydney Swans, 2-4-16. And of course, Salmon's already kicked 4 goals. Great mark there to Mark Thompson. He's been a great player this year for Essendon down there in the back pocket. Would be just about the best back pocket player in the league. There's a good mark to Murphy. He's a great little player, this fella, Bob. I like his style.
He's a real goer, Lou, and he's got plenty of pace.
There's the kick, but Van der Haar, the Flying Dutchman, takes that round about the centre-half back area. There's 2 Essendon players out on their own. That's Harvey. Baker was there also. Harvey's got it out there on the centre wing position, looking for Salmon. Salmon in the middle of the pack, couldn't get that. Punched away by Pickett, pushed on by Salmon. The ball kicked out wide. Coming out to meet it now is Frangalis. And Holden gets there first, but he's in a bit of trouble. He gets a hand pass back to Frangalis. It bounces okay. He's gone for a pass. It's too long, and Van der Haar's got the mark. A quick hand pass coming over to Weston. That's the Bomber style. They back up well. A short pass here, and the mark taken here by Mark Thompson again. Got one around the neck, but the umpire called play on playing the advantage rule. Down it goes to little Ezard. Outmanoeuvred Mitchell that time completely. Now Ezard, as Bob said, I think he played in the reserves yesterday too, Bob, didn't he?
He's played 3/4 in the reserves yesterday.
That's a strong mark. A little bit too much experience there for the young Mitchell. The kick. That's a good one. It's a goal. So Essendon looking really good. 9 goals. 9 goals, 4-58. Ezard's 5th kick to Sydney Swans. 2 goals. It's 58 plays, 16 in favour of Essendon as Duckworth drives it over half forward. It was fumbled that time by Clark. Brown can't pick it up either, but still goes after it. Finally going through, it's little Murphy doing a great job, as I said before. Out it comes now to Maud on the centre wing position. He's been pretty quiet so far. Short pass, it's okay and marked here at centre half forward by Ian Roberts. He's round about 60 metres out from goal. Looking for Capper. He's booted it high in the air. He's got the sit here, Capper, but he got behind. That's a strong mark to Van der Haar. And this is the great thing about Essendon. They can play these blokes in about 14 positions, Bob.
Well, he kicked 9 goals as a forward last week. And,
5 minutes into the second quarter. Madden, one hand to it. Can't grab it that way. Good solid hip and shoulder by Danaher. Thompson fumbles. Chance for the Swans. On top of it is Frangalis, but the umpire has decided it will be a bounce on the outer wing in front of the Hill stand, which is bathed in sunshine at the moment. For how long, I'm not quite sure. After we saw that shot of the clouds at quarter time, they look pretty heavy, and thunderstorms have been forecast for Sydney later in the afternoon. Let's hope it's later. No one making any progress out there. And so the umpire again has decided on a bounce in exactly the same spot. 4 goals to Salmon, the major goal kicker in the match, 2 to Danaher and 2 to Ezard. And of course Ezard has also had a hand in one of Salmon's goals as well. So he's playing a pretty good game, despite, as Bob said, playing yesterday. Still no headway. 3rd ball up. Still in exactly the same spot. Don't go away. 9-4 to 2-4. Let's see if we can get some progress here. Knocked away by Madden this time. Knocked back by Dersma. Knock on by Roberts. Opportunity for Browning. Folds, fires out the hand pass, picked up by Robert. Just about had to throw that one back to Browning, but the umpire has set it on the shoulder offence. Browning doesn't like what Duckworth's doing. Goes over to tell him. I wouldn't argue, Mark. Roberts has the free kick. Roberts up to left half forward. Van der Haar, the flyer from the back, punches the ball well clear. He's doing a great job down there. Free kick to Essendon for in the back. It will be taken by Duckworth.
It'll be taken away from him. He biffed right in the nose. It could take his number.
What's he doing?
He's going to let him have the kick.
He's talking to Billy Duckworth, and Bill's waving the umpire away.
I think he was... You watch him flicking one here. I don't think he connected enough, but the little fella put a bit of an act on.
Danaher playing a good game for Essendon. He's kicked 2 goals so far. Long kick up to Salmon, knocked away by Roberts on this occasion. Down to Little Mitchell, just about went out of bounds, but still retains position, goes long towards the outer side, trying to find Holden or Dersmer over the top. Great mark.
He's hurt himself as he came down too. Right, it looks all right.
And Holden landed rather heavily as well. Here it is again. Fine mark that, and he landed right on top of his teammate just for a bit of cushioning effect. But both of those players now quite okay. Ball up towards centre field. Madden, fine mark. Now, I'll tell you what, there's no love lost out there at the moment between these two sides, is there, Lou?
It could be on for young and old before the game's over. I suppose the mere fact that Cheaty's name's been mentioned quite a few times about coaching the side next year, and a few Essendon players have been mentioned about coming up here too, I suppose that would create a bit of animosity too, Pete.
Yeah, Danaher, one of them. Izzard hit him on the chest after Salmon missed the mark. And umpire Howe has decided it will be another bounce, I think. About 20 metres out from the Essendon goal.
And we're just on the 8-minute mark. 42 points the difference in favour of Essendon. Of course, Salmon's already kicked 4 goals. And their captain, Terry Danaher, has been reported. The ball back there towards centre-half forward for Essendon. Picked up that time by Carroll. There's Mark Thompson over to Eagle. A hand pass coming out to Harvey. A long kick up there towards the goals. This is a straight one to it. Just on the 9-minute mark of the second quarter. 9 goals for 58 Essendon to the Sydney Swans. 2 goals for 16. It's the Bombers back into attack again as Stephen Clark goes for a long shot. He's put it through. That's a magnificent goal. Kicked by the little fella that time. A beautiful running shot at goal. And they move on to 11 goals for 70. And the Swans looking pretty sick. 2 goals for 16. It just shows you what a great team this football side is, Bob.
Yes, and on replay we watch from the centre bounce as Clark really, after the 2 ruckmen competed, neither of them got a clear knock. Harvey was able to run to the centre square line and then put it right through.
Centre bounce again. It's
9 goals the difference.
Madden against Round. Madden got the knockout to Watson. He was grabbed. The umpire called play, and a bit of fumbling going on. A hand pass from Baker. Comes over to Watson. He's well tackled by Mackesy. Kicked off the ground by Witzel. Comes out towards that wing position. Still going after it. Can't pick it up, and the ball is out of bounds on the centre wing position. It's still Essendon 11 goals for 70. The Sydney Swans 2 for 16. The ball out of bounds on the centre wing position. The crowd not bad here today. Well over the 10,000 mark, I would say. Barry Round against Madden. Madden got the tap down. Browning, kicks have been scarce for him today. Copped one from Eagle that time, and the umpire will still ball it up on that centre wing position. Too big and powerful at the moment, Essendon. Madden against Round. Madden got the tap down. Carroll fumbles. He's collared by Neagle. Going through again was Merritt. He got one on the back of the head, and the umpire will pay a free kick to Merritt out there on that centre wing position. Boots it across to centre half forward. Players set themselves. There's the big fella, Madden. Not Madden, I mean Salmon, I mean. By golly, he had his name written all over that before it left Merritt's boot, Bob.
Yes, Mark Roberts must be wondering just what can he do as we watch on replay. Now, there were 4 Swans players trying to compete and trying to punch the ball away, but the judgment of Salmon has been excellent.
Well, OK, he's off to a good start. They couldn't wish for anything better than that just on the eve of the finals. Going for goal number 5 from about 45 metres. Now, that's a long kick, and it's a good one. It's a goal.
10 goals the difference.
Goal number 5 to Salmon. They move on now to 12 goals for 76 to the Sydney Swans. 2 goals for 16. And by golly, that kid is getting better with every kick. He's getting more confidence all the time, Bob.
Yes, I must agree, Lou, as we watch on replay. A lovely kick there from Merritt. You saw Salmon coming straight out towards centre half forward, and that's where he placed the kick beautifully.
Essendon looking like premiership favourites at the moment. 2 for 12.
OK, the ball back there at the centre position. A bit of scrambling going on. The umpire's paid a free kick. It'll go to Witzel. Browning giving the instructions to drive it down deep into attack. That's their only chance to score. Weston goes high, couldn't hold the mark. Backing up as usual was Vanderhaar over the duck. But that's the beauty of their defence. They back up well over to Thompson. This is Mick Thompson now at centre half back. They go back into attack now over their half forward line. There's a chance for little Izzard. He spins out of the pack. He's collared that time by Mitchell. Mackesy goes in. He's down. He can't get clear. Going after it again is Mitchell showing or going into it after it like a little Terry. But the umpire's going to pay a free kick out there to Mitchell at centre half back. Into the quarter by just over 12 minutes at 12 goals for 76. to the Sydney Swans. 2 goals for 16. Out towards the centre wing position. Punched away that time by Hawker. Harvey goes in, but he's collared, couldn't get clear, and the umpire will ball it up.
Why wouldn't it have been a mark, Lou?
Well, I thought it could have been a mark, Bob.
He was the player who had it punched away from him, and then he took it on the second grab.
And Bob, a few of the players we were expected to do well here today with the Swans have really been out of the picture. Morwood, Danaher, and particularly Browning too.
Yes, well, Folds has had a great year for Essendon, and he's got Browning. And Van der Haar playing in excellent form is against Tony Danaher, and he's on top of young Danaher, whilst Donnell started against Tony Morwood, but right now we've got Hawker on him as it comes out to Hazard.
Hazard has a shot for goal, and it's through for another goal. Into the quarter by 13.5 minutes. It's 13-4-82. Essendon to the Sydney Swans looking terrible. 2 goals for 16. The Bombers back into attack. Salmon's already kicked 5 goals. A bit of scrambly play. It's Roberts coming out with a hand pass to Danaher. I don't even think he meant that one to Carroll, but he's got it. Over to Holden, back to Witzel out there on the centre wing position. He goes for the long kick to centre half forward. Fran Galis got one on the back from Foles, who get a free kick.
Tony Danaher now at full back against Paul Salmon.
Well, I think that was a logical move because the young fellow Mark Roberts had a very difficult job down there with Salmon kicking 5 goals up to this stage of the match. A short pass to Holden. Not the Sydney Swans day-to-day. 2 goals, 5-17 to Essendon, 13-4-82. That's magnificent kicking at the 14.5-minute mark of this second quarter.
Ball back into play. Harvey, left centre wing. Long hand pass. Picked up, though, by Evans, who seems to have recovered from that knock on the shin of the first quarter. He's gone for a short pass. Dersma takes the mark, but a long way from goal. Dersma about 50 metres out. Swans hit to score a goal in this term. Towards the forward pocket, Madden in the road.
Quite a fair game too.
Always seems to be 3 or 4 Essendon players.
Yeah. Here's another example. 1 on 2. Harvey. Swans getting a football lesson at the moment. If anybody considered that Essendon weren't premiership favourites, they'll have to change their mind after today. Clark. He's already kicked a goal. Can he make it 2? Yes, he can. That wasn't a point. Must have just missed. And so Clark putting it through from behind, 13-5 to 2-5. And that's a difference of 11 goals after it was 35 points the difference at quarter time.
Just shows you the strength of Essendon. Young Stephen Clark is not a regular player in the side. You'd think he'd been playing there for years the way he's shaping up here today, Bob.
He certainly would, Lou.
Browning to bring the ball back into play. Kick dropping a little bit short. Mark taken though by Murphy. Murphy from half-back flank. Looking for Morwood. Knocked away by Hawker. And carted over the boundary line by Gary Folds. It will be a boundary throw-in at the Swans' right half-forward flank at the 16-minute mark of the term. The Swans looking very bedraggled at the moment. Knocked down by Madden. Been beaten in just about every position on the field. Folds. Back towards left half-forward. Round. 2 grabs. Couldn't complete it. Danaher looked for the hand pass. And it will be a bounce at Essendon's left half-forward flank. Salmon has 5 goals so far for Essendon, and Hazard has 3. 83 plays 17. So the Bombers will more than avenge their defeat here by the Swans last year in round 21 when they went under by 56 points. They win by double that at the moment. Harvey has a long shot at goal, puts it through though for only 1 point. 13-6 to 2-5 now, 84 to 17. Danaher. Carroll marking in front of Harvey. Carroll from left half-back flank goes out wide. Should find Holden out there, who's been pretty quiet so far, but he did play a good game last week. Mitchell, short of left half-forward flank. He's gone for a short pass. Morwood couldn't take it. Folds, well caught by Frangalis. Loose ball. White may get there first if Merritt doesn't beat him to it, and he does. White getting into Big Rogers' back. Will it be a free kick or out of bounds? It's going to be the former. And it will be a free kick to the Bombers. Merritt decides to go for the hand pass to Thompson, which he effects okay. Thompson back up towards centre field. He's looking for Madden. Couldn't find him. A little bit too high for him. Tapped further forward by Browning. Opportunity for Witzel. Scoops the ball further forward. Evans. Round got offloaded by Elshaw. Baker fumbles. Reels out of the pack. Down goes Murphy. Umpire has ruled it is a high tackle, and it will be a free kick to the Swans. Murphy will take it short of half forward.
And there's no doubt, Bob, that this fella's the Swans' best player, Murphy.
He's done a good job, Liz.
The ball shot up there towards the full forward position. And a great mark to Vanderhaar. Quick hand pass over to Mark Thompson. Mark Thompson short of centre half back, boots it out wide. Danaher's got the race here. He's too tall, but the little fellow won't give in. Mitchell goes after him again. Tapped on by Danaher. Kicked on, tried to kick it off the ground that time, Ezard. And going through as Mackesy gets a hurried kick to centre half forward. Coming across as Neagle. Knocked away again by Madden. He gets for hand pass back to Fowl. Spread eagles the pack nicely. And he's had a great season for Essendon this year. Well, he's had a great season every year since he's been there. Salmon couldn't mark that one. Backing up well there at the back of the pack was Billy Picken. Gives a hand pass out to Wackley. Short one. And once again, it's Murphy taking the mark out there at half back. It's a wild kick. I think that's the first mistake the young fella's made all day today. He's doing a lone job at the moment for the Sydney Swans. Back it goes to Merritt. Merritt drives the ball back over the half-forward line, and Terry Danaher playing in front of Mackesy takes the mark at half-full. He's got a 15-metre penalty, has he? Yes, I think he might have. This will give him a chance to kick a goal because he'd only be about 35 metres out. Danaher's had 6 marks and 8 kicks so far in the game, plus the fact he's been reported too. Over an instant with Billy Pickett. It's a bit of a blow to the Bombers. It's the kick by Danaher. Well, that's a beautiful kick. It's a goal.
20 minutes gone. 14-6 to 2-5. The scoreboard tells it all. The Swans in for one farther of a hiding here this afternoon. Browning, short of centre field. He's gone straight down the ground, and that's probably one of the best tactics they could utilise at the moment. Vanderhaar couldn't get that mark. Watson, though, backed him up well. Short pass to Harvey. Harvey on right half-back flank. Playing an excellent game. Harvey to Thompson. Thompson on right centre wing. Chips it in short. Looking for and finding Baker. Marking in front of Murphy. It's a practice run for Essendon at the moment. Two Swans players almost collide. The umpire says subsequently no mark.
So I think it should have been a free kick to Salmon, personally.
Picken looking for the mark, but I don't think it was his, was it?
I don't think anybody took the mark, but it was certainly a free kick to Salmon from mine.
You try and convince Billy Picken to take the mark, Bob.
Round and Merritt. Clark and Picken. Mackesy just about threw that one out. Ackley well caught by Hawker, but too high, according to the umpire, and Ackley will take the free kick at centre half back. Off the side of the boot. Very close to the boundary line, picked up by Witzel. He's gone for a pass down to half forward. Vanderhaar, one hand to it. In comes Dersma, ball flicked out of the pack again. Right, gathers it in nicely on the boundary line. Down towards full forward. Kappa comes out, Weston right there with him. Billy Duckworth, his partner in crime, backs him up well. Short pass to Baker, just a little bit too high for him. Baker, good enough to recover, breaks that tackle well. Out it goes to Harvey, who must be just about best on ground. Thompson at right half forward flank's got plenty of room to move in. Long kick down to full forward, but well off target, out of bounds on the full. Free kick to the Swans.
And we're at the 22-minute mark, or just on the 22 mark. At 17, the Sydney Swans to 90 points, Essendon.
Paul Vanderhaar getting a bit of treatment.
Well, he's played a great game. They haven't had many weak players here today, Essendon. They look a real football team.
Vanderhaar has been one of the outstanding players.
My word. Harvey out there too on the wing position. Knocked away by Madden. Going after it now as Round couldn't get clear. Mitchell gets a hand pass picked up by Elshaw. He's been pretty quiet today, just the same. It's Mick Thompson clearing around the hole at that time to drive the ball across to centre half forward. But this time we see Witzel in the way. Gives a quick hand pass over to Billy Picken. He's gone for a pass. It's all right. And it's marked here by Morwood. Kicks have been scarce for him today as the ball goes up there towards the full forward position. Knocked on by Roberts it was, but it's finally forced through for 1 point. Well, they've got Roberts playing down there on the forward line now. He had the job of minding Salmon, who's already kicked 5 goals. 18 plays, 90 in favour of the Bombers.
Watson on a half-back flank at the moment, Lou. Hawker going down to the forward line, so another interesting move, or maybe it's just temporarily.
Well, that's the man I was speaking about, Morwood. He's taken another mark. He's got that out there at half forward, gone for a short pass. Kappa dropped that one, grabbed by Holt, and he goes down. He runs into trouble, runs into Nagel, but still gets the kick up there towards the full forward position. As they go now for a shot at goal, but he's off target, Roberts.
Free kick to Frengar.
Yes, I think he may have been interfered with against Vanderhaar. Vanderhaar smiling at the umpire, saying, what's the idea of that free kick? But The chance now for Frank Garlis to kick their third goal because he's only about
Points at the 24-minute mark. That's their score. It will be an Essendon mark. Watson, as Bob mentioned, playing half-back flank at the moment. Duckworth, well up from his usual position in defence, down towards Roger Merritt. Merritt slips over at the crucial moment, but Harvey's there to back him up. Harvey decides to play on, goes for a short pass to Hawker. It's a real hospital one, but Hawker's good enough to take it. And Hawker about 45 metres from goal on about a 45-degree angle. You can see the difference there in that shot. Salmon and Danaher, he's about a foot taller than him, or so it would seem. And Hawker may get the distance himself with this kick. Round and Ackley content to palm it through, so 1 point to Essendon. The Swans 3-6, Essendon 14-7, 24 plays 91 as Ackley prepares to bring the ball back into play. Goes for a short pass, that's effective. Holden marks in front of Hawker in the left back pocket. Looks for a hand pass, Ackley moving quickly. Thompson, Browning in trouble, offloaded too high or holding the man. Swans free kick, the advantage rule paid. Holden to Murphy. Probably the Swans' best player. Murphy down towards half forward, but Van der Haar, one of Essendon's best likewise, stands his ground well. Van der Haar back towards centre field for the Bombers. Big Madden got one at the back and the mark. And here go Essendon again. This is Merv Neagle. They're running in 2s and 3s, as is their norm. Weston, the hand pass onto Danaher. Hooks it back up the half forward. Ackley comes out to meet the ball and does it well. Neagle though. Weston again. He'll probably try and kick a goal. Into the goal square, Salmon couldn't mark that one. Carroll for the Swans and gets clear. Carroll's kick into the wide open spaces on the outer wing. Thompson and Dersma. Dersma wins out, although he looked as though he was outplayed there for a moment by Thompson. Now he is. Well played by the Essendon player. Mark missed by Pickett and also Merritt. In goes Pickett once more, and the umpire has decided it will be a bounce in Essendon's right forward pocket.
26 and a half minutes gone of this second quarter. 67 points the difference in favour of Essendon. 14-7 plays 3-6. Well, the Swans don't have many good players. No doubt Murphy's their best player, knocked out again by Merritt. Hawker gets a quick kick across there to Stephen Clark. A hand pass coming back to Ezard on the boundary line. A snap at goal. A chance for Salmon. Salmon goes after it now. And it's finally kicked off the ground and out of bounds. Out of bounds about 35 to 40 metres around from the Essendon goal. And they really look like a football team today. But we must say this, that the opposition hasn't been too stiff. Picked up by Baker. Back it goes now. Knocked on by Evans, and it'll trickle through for 1 point. So it's 68 points the difference now. 3 goals, 6-24, the Sydney Swans. To Essendon, 14-8-92. Into the quarter by just on 27 and a half minutes. Kick back there towards the centre half forward position, but the umpire will bring it back.
The umpire hadn't finished waving the flags, Luke.
Right, the crowd not bad here today. I'd say it's well over the 10,000 mark. And let's hope everything looks good for the Sydney Swans next week. And don't forget, at half-time, Peter and myself will be talking to Dr. Edelston. And we may have a bit of news for you. You never know your luck in a big city. As the ball goes out there wide now to Murphy. Murphy takes the mark at half-back, gets the ball back. Mitchell, I should say, back there towards the centre of the ground. This is Witzel with the ball now. Witzel out there on the edge of the square. Goes for a short pass. Out to Holden. Well, Holden's looking for a lead, but they're pretty well covered. Cap is well covered by Weston. You can see by that shot, knocked the ball out back towards Morwood. A hand pass coming over to Bays. A snap at goal. But look at these 4 Essendon defenders there on their own. 5. They had no worries of getting that away. Out it goes to Hawker. A hand pass coming out now to Danaher. He lost sight of it. He had no opposition from the Swans, so he had plenty of time to recover. Gets around 2 of them now with a hand pass coming over to Elshaw. A long one to Hawker. He'll have a snap at goal. And that's a good one. It's through for full points. And that's what we call football personified. They're playing great football. Essendon 15 goals, 8-98 to the Sydney Swans. 3 goals, 6-24.
Around about now's the time I think that Mark Browning should think about halting play and asking for a count. It's about the only way they could stop the Bombers in full flight at the moment. There's just no excuses when the ball comes out and there are 4 Essendon players with not a Swans player anywhere near, and that is just inexcusable.
29 and a quarter minutes have gone in the second quarter, which has been a good one for Essendon. That'll be the understatement of the year. Evans to half forward. Van der Haar Good smother by Stevie Wright, but it rebounds to Gary Folds. Folds caught by two Swans players. The ball paddled out to Bays. Bays has a shot at goal, but it looks as though it's going to be off target. In fact, it dribbles through in front of Morwood, who nearly drags the point post over, doing a Lee Matthews. In fact, he's knocked it skew-if. Quite an angle, as you can see there in that shot. Doesn't worry Billy Duckworth. He gets straight on with the job, as usual. Out to Weston. Weston at right half-back flank. Pickett in front. Good hip and shoulder bump by Roger Merritt.
Pickett's been fairly solid all the same, Pete.
Yes, he's played a fair game. Roger Merritt hasn't played well, Bob, today.
No.
Holden coming into his own now, late in the second quarter, as the siren points the difference. Hawker up to centre wing. Umpire has found a free kick out of that, and it's going to Mark Browning.
He was a bit lucky to get away with that because
he should have taken it.
That's right. He seemed to hesitate a little bit.
Browning to half forward now for the Sydney team. Big pack of players down there. Right rows it pretty well. A right foot snap shot is off target, I think. Might be a point, or is it out of bounds? No, it's a point.
That's the one they needed, Pete. Two quick ones straight after one another.
4-8 to 15-8. It's a difference of 11 goals or 66 points at the 2-minute mark of the quarter.
Ball back into play again. Out towards that half-back line. A Hawker got one on the back. He got was that a throw out to young Mark Thompson? He's gone for the boundary line. Just hit the line and it's out of bounds. There'll be a throw in up towards the centre wing position. Bob, I was saying before that Mark Thompson, possibly one of the most reliable defenders or back pocket players in the league.
Yes, I can only but agree there, Luke.
Ball back into play again. Punched away by Clark. Going after it now is Elshaw. He hasn't been so hot today as the ball has finally kicked over the Bombers' half-forward line, and Billy Pickett takes the mark. And Pickett hasn't played a bad game. As a matter of fact, he's played very well the last 4 or 5 times we've seen him.
Yes, he's done an excellent job, and he has put Merritt. He's made a very quiet player of Merritt today, but the Swans at the moment going a long way home for sure.
Certainly doing that, Bob, as we see Danaher getting the ball away from Sam, and a hand pass comes out to Little Murphy. He's been a fine player today. Goes for a pass. It'll be all right. Oh, it might be too long for Bays, but it bounces okay. He's got it on the boundary line. Hooks it back to Little Mitchell. Tries to get it on the half volley that time. It could be a free kick, or it'll be a ball up. A ball up in the forward pocket position for the Sydney Swans.
Lack of talk by the Swans there because although the kick was too long, Bays, not knowing he was on his own, could have steadied.
Madden against Kappa. Knocked out by Madden. Umpire said a free kick, or is it a free kick to Essendon? It'll go to Mark Thompson, a very rugged player. He's a real goer, this fellow. Down there in the back pocket position now. Ball back into play. Madden in front. Kicked off the ground that time by Elshaw. Gets it on the rebound. Takes it towards the edge of the square. A long hand pass to Harvey. He's collared by Ackley, but he shrugs him up okay. A short pass back to Mick Thompson. Ball driven up there towards the full forward position. Off the top of the pack, this could be a goal to Rezard. This could be goal number 6 to Salmon. Runs into an easy one. Oh, that was a piece of cake, that one. 4-minute mark of this third quarter. 16-8, 104 Essendon to the Sydney Swans. 4 goals, 8:32 centre bounce. Nice bit of play on the part of Ezard to give Salmon a sitter for his 6th goal. The ball comes back there to Mick Thompson. Taps the ball on again. That's Danaher getting through the pack nicely. A hand pass coming over to Baker. Back to Danaher again. A snap at goal. Danaher and Salmon going for that one, but it's out of bounds on the full, and a penalty free kick to Danaher down there in the back pocket for the Sydney Swans.
That's the brother of the Bombers skipper. Certainly runs his full distance there.
So I wouldn't like to have measured it.
No. We're very close to the mark. Gary Folds has the mark. In the meantime, on centre wing, Folds going for a short pass. In goes Frangalis, collides with his teammate down there in Murphy. And the end result of all that is a bounce on centre wing. 5 3/4 minutes into the third quarter.
I'd reckon that Salmon's an automatic selection now for the first final for the Bombers, Bob.
I would imagine, Lou, it'd be very hard to drop him with his stats at the moment anyway.
Clark to Harvey. Harvey playing an excellent game for Essendon. Looking for Salmon. Salmon trying it one-handed. Couldn't juggle it. Mackenzie just about caught with the ball. Almost penalised. Baker gets the hand pass out to the Essendon skipper. He doesn't miss them from there. And Danaher putting through his third. Now it's his 4th goal. 4-8 to 17-8. at the SCG. 32 plays, 110.
So that one really started with little Clark. And, well, Mackesy getting the ball out. That was after Clark got the ball forward. But now we see Baker get it across to Danaher. And he really, right from the moment this game started, Terry Danaher, I think, is set out to show the Swans just what they lost.
Yes, I suppose we tend to forget that a little bit, don't we, Bob?
Well, he may be back there next year. You never know, Bob, do you?
12 kicks and 6 hand passes to Terry Danaher. Playing an excellent skipper's game for the Bombers. Carroll from centre field. Almost caught by 3 Essendon players. Murphy up to half forward. Well, Kappa comes out but lost it. Weston. Neagle from half-back. Banterhart playing an excellent game in defence today for Essendon. But he always plays well and kicked 9 goals last week up forward. Pickett in front, probably the Swans' most constructive player at the moment. Roberts at left half-back flank. Tries to get around Merritt and succeeds in doing that. He's gone for a short pass, perhaps trying to find Brown. The knock-on is from Madden. Madden in turn gets it over to Clark. Clark up towards half-forward. Merritt got one hand to it, couldn't complete the mark. Roberts defending well for the Swans. He'll get them out of danger.
Ali sends it back out there towards the wing position. Ball pushed away by Carroll. Coming in to pick it up as Little Mitchell. A hand pass back again to Frangalis. Good play to Browning. He finds Carroll. He's got to juggle the ball. Right on his tail there was Madden. Wright comes in, couldn't get clear. I think Fowles has got one in the back. Yes, it'll be a free kick to Fowles down there at half back. Oh, there's the sublime to the ridiculous there. Wright having a go at Madden. Telling Madden to get out the way. So it's Fowles with the ball.
Tried to find Mick Thompson, couldn't do so. Witzel is there. The hand pass onto Mitchell. Dummies well, gets around his opponent. Up towards centre wing, but it's all Essendon. Duckworth over to Elshaw. He's been fairly quiet though, hasn't he, today?
Yep.
One of the few Essendon players that has been that way. Murphy on towards centre field. Not a good hand pass. Watson is there. Streaming downfield. Away he goes. Long hand pass over to Harvey. Harvey has a shot at goal and makes no mistake.
8:56 back towards the Essendon half forward line. Roberts is thrown to the ground. A hurried kick by Elshaw back there towards half forward. Punched away again by Holt, and the ball hits the deck. Down goes Ezard. They pile on top of him, and the umpire will ball it up out there on the point of the square. Well, there's no doubt it's certainly a better quarter by the Sydney Swans. They've shown a lot more system about their play. Knocked out by Round. Ball comes back here now to Neagle. Shows a lot of pace. There's no more brilliant wing player in the league when he's going. That's a beautiful pass out there to Baker. Baker's pass. Looking for Sam at the back. He's got it though. He came right over the top of the pack that time. The skipper was in front of him, outmarked him too. Well, he's got a chance to kick goal number 7 now. He's had 3 goes at it. It's a great mark. He'd only be about 30 metres out on a very slight angle. But got to look at the concentration. He's taking his time. That's the old Peter Hudson stance there, Peter Bitt, isn't it?
Isn't it?
7 marks and 10 kicks, going for goal number 7. There she is on its way. And that's goal number 7 for Salmon, and they move on now to 19 goals, 11, 125 to the Sydney Swans, 8 goals, 856.
Yes, well, as much as the Swans have improved, Essendon just still continuing to answer. In this quarter, it's been 4 goals, 3 to Essendon, and 5 goals, 1 to the Swans.
7 marks to Paul Salmon, and his tally so far for the day, 7 goals, 3. Out of Essendon's total of 19 goals, 11. Back into the centre. Round and Madden. Knocked down to the Swans and picked up by Murphy. Murphy down to half forward, Vanderhart. Well, Essendon are too tall, too fast, and too good.
By golly, he positioned himself beautifully with that mark, Bob.
Doesn't matter where he plays well, doesn't he? And so too this guy.
Yeah. He's played a very good game too, Terry Danaher. He's kicked 4 goals, and the only debit, he had his number taken by 2 umpires, but we've spoken about that report, so we won't go into it again. Neagle from centre field, looking for a lead. All players covered, so he decides to go long. Trying to find Merritt. Clark tries to get it back to Harvey. Browning's in the road though, and it will be a bounce at centre half forward for the Bombers. 3rd quarter in progress, nearly 24 minutes, so we're not too far away from time on. Very good crowd in attendance this afternoon too, over 12,000. Temperature at the moment 19 degrees in Sydney. Very pleasant day. Harvey Elshaw's kick down towards full forward. That'll be a free kick to Danaher. Grabbed just a little bit too high. He has to go back over the mark. For all we know, he's got a 15-metre penalty. Long out towards centre wing, trying to find Hawker. Hawker and Morwood are out there. Scooped high. Mark Thompson's in the road. Down to Watson. Playing a little bit better in this half. Magnificent run from him before. Ezard, he's been very elusive on the forward line all day and has helped Paul Salmon to a couple of goals. Holden knocks the ball clear. The opportunity for Browning. Tries to get clear. Elshaw almost pinned with the ball. But a stalemate according to the umpire, and it will be a bounce at the centre half forward position. Centre half forward for Essendon, that is. 19-11 to 8-8. 125 plays 56. The final match of the 1985 home and away series, knocked down actually by Bernie Evans, picked up by Neagle. Neagle fires out the hand pass to Watson. Watson goes short down to Ezard. Ezard marks about 35 metres from goal.
Well, he's played a fairly good game today. I think he set Salmon up for 2 easy goals. He's already kicked 3 goals himself. So Ezard, as Bob mentioned in the early part of this commentary, that he played in the reserves yesterday. As the kick by Ezard. Let's see right on the result. That's 1 point. So I think the difference now is 70 points in favour of Essendon. Into this quarter, the third, by just on 25.5 minutes. They all missed that one. It comes back to half forward for Essendon. Going after it now is Mackenzie. That's Holden. Bays it is. His kick is out wide towards that half forward flank. Picked up nicely by Tony Moore, who's had a pretty quiet day. That kick is smothered. Things are certainly not going for him as we see Foles come away from the pack. And they're hunting in packs, Essendon. And they're doing it well. And this fella's shaping up as one of the Bombers' best players. As soon as the moment you give them a rap, they do something wrong on you. He's kicked it out of bounds. That was smothered and it's out of bounds. There'll be a throw-in.
Hasn't done much wrong, though, Lou, has he?
No, he's been a very good player, Pete. Madden in front. Hit him on the head. He missed that one altogether. Bays taps it on. Hawker kicks it off the ground. Mitchell goes for a hurried hand pass. Back there. Oh, there's nearly a push in the back to Stevie Wright. Yes, he's paying it, but the umpire's paying the advantage. Will Bernie Evans up there towards Kappa and Weston. It's too long for both of them, and it's through for 1 point. So it's 19 goals, 12, 126 Essendon to the Sydney Swans, 8 goals, 957. As we wait for the ball to come back into play, it's just over 26.5 minutes gone of this third quarter. Perfect day for football here at Sydney. Had a beauty the last time up. There's Vanderhaar. Look at him flying. He's played a great game too. I think Dennis Carroll, that looked a bit disgusting when he took that mark over him, Bob, didn't he?
Vanderhaar has been excellent from the moment the game started.
Now it goes now to Mark Thompson, who's played well down there in defence too. He's got the ball on the centre wing position. A 15-metre penalty against Bernie Evans for wasting time. This brings Thompson right down to the half forward, and he'll probably go for the big kick to try and find Salmon. Another 15-metre penalty. He's over the half forward flank. There's Salmon coming in to get this one, but it's not far enough. Barry Round dropped the mark, scoops the ball out beautifully that time and gives a hand pass over to Ian Roberts down there in the back pocket. And this is Murphy. Another long hand pass over to Frangalis. This is better football on the part of the Sydney Swans to Witzel. Oh, that's a shocking hand pass, but it's okay. Billy Pickett, he copped him beautifully. Watson downed him. He gets a hand pass back to Vanderhaar. Fumble, but he's got plenty of time to recover because there's not a Swan within Cooey there. Out it goes now to Mark Thompson. Taps the ball on over there. We're still playing it on. It went between Danaher's legs. Coming out of the pack now is Weston. A hand pass back to Mark Thompson. Spots Harvey there on his own. It bounces high. Another long hand pass. Not a Swans player within a mile of this fella's got a chance to score a goal from there. Merritt as he fired, but he's up target. And he's put it through for 1 point. He hasn't had a great day today, Roger Merritt. That's his 5th kick for the match. 8 goals, 957 the Sydney Swans to Essendon. 19-13, 127 with the ball back into play again. And that's a mark to Stevie Wright at half back.
Well, the Swans have picked up 3 points on Essendon this quarter. Still a long way behind, though, of course. Murphy down to Witzel. Witzel on left half forward flank. Long way from goal. Trying to find Kappa behind Weston on this occasion. Out comes Thompson. Gets it over to Gary Folds. Folds hooks it back. A short kick. Vanderhaar could have got it to the back of his opponent there. Morwood, in fact, he has done. Morwood will take the free kick at left half forward. Decides to play on. He might have to come back, though.
He certainly have to come back.
That's what I thought. Now Van der Haar in the hands of the trainers. He went over the top of his opponent there. Seems to be okay though now. One of Essendon's best players today, and they've had many. So Bob Skilton, a difficult task in giving votes here this afternoon. Goes for a short pass, ultimately Morwood. Ball scooped out to Thompson. Seems to be in everything this quarter. Danaher, likewise. He's kicked 4 goals himself. Neagle gets around Mark Browning, and away goes Merv. Long run, up to Merritt. Kick number 6, if he does in fact kick it. No, he's decided to go for the hand pass to Ezard. Will he look for Salmon again? No, he was intending it for Clark, and the ball rushed through for 1 point, or was it out of bounds? That will be a point. 71 points the difference. Ackley. Short pass to Browning. Browning in the left back pocket. Long kick by the Swan skipper. Gets it almost up to the centre wing position. Ball hits the deck, knocked on by Baker. Thompson went without the ball. Good tackle on Folds. Loose ball centre wing. Harvey might get there first for Essendon. In goes Wright. Having a great battle, those two at the moment. Baker, well shepherded. White half forward flank for Essendon. 25-metre hand pass. Gets it back to Elshaw. Elshaw in turn up to Mick Thompson. Thompson has a long shot at goal. Off target. Salmon's there. Good bump away by Danaher. Sees the ball safely clearing the boundary line, and it will be a boundary throw in left forward pocket for the Essendon side. There'll be a couple of metres from the behind post. It's going to be Salmon against Brown. Down it comes to Danaher. Chance for Elshaw. Tries to get onto his right foot. The snapshot for goal will go pretty close. It might even be there. It is. Another goal to Essendon, kicked by Elshaw. That's his first for the afternoon, but Essendon's 20th, 134 to 57.
It's a good tap over the back by Salmon on that occasion. And we see Tony Elshaw on replay have a snap towards goal. And David Ackley waiting to try and touch it. And I think Salmon also used his body well there to prevent Ackley from touching the ball, or maybe it was just too far and too high for Ackley to touch.
31 minutes gone of the third quarter. 77 points the difference in favour of the Bombers. I bet they wish they could say that to Sydney Swans as the ball comes out there towards the wing position. Kicked off the ground now by Wright. Going after him is Fowles. He's got it. Gets a hand pass back. Over there to Bays. Hooks the ball back towards half forward. There's Duckworth in the way to take the mark at half back. Chance for Roger to merit the mark. He does, but that's the siren to win the third quarter. And
they kicked 5 goals 6, and so Essendon increasing its lead by 4 points. 77 points the difference at three-quarter time. Major goal kickers for Essendon. Salmon has 7-3 actually. Danaher 4. And
inside, and until that is over, I wouldn't think he'd be asking thinking about anything else at all. John Northey, I don't think at this stage will be thinking about his job. He'd be more concerned about trying to get a little bit closer than the 77 points there are. And I'm sure John Northey would have been saying to the Swans players that we do have to give these support.